airplane? Why are people even on flights? You should be at home right now. Hey everyone, it's Tiana back with a new video. Not to sound like another opening sentence to an email you probably get every single day, but I hope you're well, I hope you're healthy, and I hope you're safe. I hope you're washing your hands, staying inside, all of that. Personally, I've been spending a lot of time in my backyard, gardening and just tending to plants. That sounded really weird. I recently got a new plant that I'm actually really excited about. His name is Sebastian and he is thriving. So I'll probably insert a scene of, not a scene, a clip. Why do I sound like I'm making a film? This is a video, Tiana, get it together. But I'll probably insert how he looks like. Got some nice leaves dangling. But anyways, I know that during this time there's a lot of uncertainty. The future of your education is up in the air and you're not really sure what's gonna go on. And a lot of you high schoolers especially are probably, preparing for your college applications and writing your essays. And so I just wanted to help out. And that's why in this video, I'll be reading 2 of my UC essays. I'm currently a sophomore in college at UC Berkeley, but I guess the more common term now would be Zoom University. But before I get into that, I wanted to talk about a new essay coaching business that I just launched called The Blinking Cursors. And the reason I call it essay coaching and not essay editing is because I, as an essay coach, will never go into your admissions essay and directly edit your words. Instead, I'll be giving you specific feedback and prompts as to how you can better develop your essays. And if you haven't started your essay, no problem at all. I have brainstorming worksheets to help guide you through each step of the process, going through which topics would be best for you based on your skills, your activities, and your hobbies. So for online review, it'll just be you sending in your essay to me through Google Docs, and I'll get it back to you in about a 2 to 3 day turnaround, usually less. And if you want it back in 24 hours, there's a small rush fee. And I'll be going through on Google Docs and adding comments and then adding a few paragraphs of analysis to help you during your next draft. And this includes unlimited email support, so if you ever have a question, you can just shoot me an email and I'll be sure to get back to you by the end of the day. And I'll also be creating exercises that are individualized and personalized to your essay draft to help you generate reflection and prevent you from running into writer's block. So at this point, you may be wondering, why choose us? What's so special about the Blinking Cursors? People love stories. What do you think an admissions officer would rather read? A story that captivates them at the very first minute, or a laundry list of all your accomplishments? As a filmmaker and screenwriter, I understand the power of storytelling, and I want to help you bring your words to life. I've also honed the skill of making your information as concise as possible, and this will be extremely relevant to you when you have a tight word count to adhere to. And ultimately, I'm just really passionate about education, so I want to help you get into your dream college by weaving together your life story, your cool and witty metaphors, your accomplishments, all into a mini novel to tell colleges why you deserve to be there. And finally, let's get into the reading of my 2 UC essays. Okay, so the first essay I'll be reading was prompt number 2 in the 2018 cycle of the UC application questions. And the prompt for that was, every person has a creative side, and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and artistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. And this was my answer. Try as I might, I cannot remember a day that has gone by without playing the piano. Even at age 4, my day never consisted of simply eat, sleep, repeat. Rather, a more accurate representation looked something like this. Eat, tiptoe to reach the D flat key, sleep, attempt to play another note, and then repeat. From my first lesson in 2004, I yearned to master the universal language of music, spoken through sharps, crescendos, and chromatic scales. I used the piano as an instrument, literally, to evolve my melodic journey. In 2009, I set my sights on taking the California Merit Exams, annual assessments of ear training, sight reading, music theory, and performance. As the first pupil of my piano instructor in a newly opened music institute, I felt challenged by my lack of formal study resources to prepare for my exams. I had to be creative. Through trial and error, I devised my own visual and cerebral methodology for mastering music theory. As I grappled with the complex cross rhythm and 16th beats in Chopin's Fantasy Impromptu Opus 66 in C-sharp minor, I visualized solving a mathematical equation, broken down into improper fractions. When I analyzed chords, I envisioned shaded note heads and different facing musical stems as parts of the solar system. I then formulated mnemonics for beat symbols based on the configurations of planets. By engaging my fascination with outer space and computational mathematics, I was able to decode the seemingly foreign code on my sheet music. My creative strategies have enhanced my understanding of the nuances of music theory and have helped me pass all 10 levels of the California Merit Program. I've also discovered that I can apply the same method to academic work. Concepts that initially seem impossible to grasp have become decipherable as I call on habits ingrained through musical mnemonics. Who could have guessed that the piano could be my key to unlocking Spanish conjugations and oxidation reduction chemical reactions? As I continue to speak the language of music, my greatest hope is to remind others to harness their creativity with every pursuit they decide to chase after. Okay. Super cheesy now that I'm looking back at what I've written 2 years ago. And now the second essay I'll be reading was prompt number 4 in the 2018 application cycle. And the prompt for this was, describe how you have taken advantage of a significant educational opportunity or worked to overcome an educational barrier you have faced. And this was my answer. This summer, I pursued my interest in behavioral economics at the Stanford Pre-Collegiate Summer Institute, an academically intensive residential program. With 19 other students selected from high schools across the country, I immersed myself in business and entrepreneurship, a demanding college-level course. I was eager to lay the groundwork for my ambition to harness business as a transformative tool for positive social change. On our first day, our instructor said that instead of an end-of-the-term letter grade, each task in the course would earn points. The student who finished the course with the most points would be named Business Person of the Summer. At first, I focused on accruing points. As I engaged in activities like lean startup challenges, spreadsheet software problem sets, elevator pitch tournaments, and trivia games, I kept track of every point. I worried that my lack of previous exposure to entrepreneurial concepts would be a disadvantage, so I completely dedicated myself to the effort. However, a few days later, I became so mesmerized by what I was learning that I forgot about the points completely. I devoted my energy to tasks like distinguishing total and marginal costs and implementing suggestions from communication experts to improve my oral presentations. Every day, I gained fresh perspectives as I collaborated with a community of driven learners. The battle for points raged, but I hardly noticed. I was too distracted by the satisfaction of assembling a 13-page business plan for the first time and the thrill sparkling in me after mastering the customer-based brand equity pyramid. Armed with newfound knowledge about data analytics and monetization, I concluded the course with strategies to help my self-made revenue-generating YouTube channel prosper. More importantly, I realized that as enticing as competition may seem, authentic success comes from treasuring my own process of learning and sharing knowledge with others. On the last day of the course, it was announced, to my utter surprise, that I was the co-winner of the point challenge. Winning made me feel ecstatic for a day. But the real euphoria came from the experience of shared inquiry, and that has yet to wear off. So one of the main tips I have for the UC essays is to be as direct as possible and not to use like flowery language, just kind of like get to the point and be concise. Because when I talked with a UC admissions officer, they said that when they go through the essays, they kind of just like check mark little things like, oh, she did this was one accomplishment she did, this was another thing, this is an obstacle she faced, this is how she, overcame the obstacles. So it's kind of like you want to make it easy and presentable for the admissions officers to go through and kind of check mark through the things in your essay that you want to present. Whereas in other like supplemental essays or other private schools, it may be more beneficial to use flowery language with like metaphors and being like, this is how my metamorphosis, just like a butterfly, happened throughout high school. And you guys know what I'm talking about. But that's one of the main tips that I have for the UC essays. And that's only one of the tips. So I have a lot more tips that I would love to share with you guys. If you want to sign up for the service, the blinking cursor is down below. As I said, all the information is in the link. And I totally understand that this is a hard time and millions of people have been hit hard financially. So if you have any financial aid needs whatsoever, feel free to let me know and I would love to work out something that's feasible for you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me read my application essays, and I really hope to work with some of you guys on, providing my guidance and insight on your own application essays. And our consulting services cover basically any type of essay you can think of: undergraduate admissions, graduate admissions, transfer applications, summer internships, cover letters, resumes, the activity section in your college application, scholarships, grants, all of that. And when you sign up for either service, you'll get a free PDF of sample admissions essays that have been admitted to the top 10 colleges in the US. As always, comment down below if you guys have any questions or recommendations for future videos, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.